Kate Mentink, the Councillor of Tourism and Foreign Citizens in Calvia Townhall and the Director of the Department of European Citizens in the Balearic Ministry of Immigration and Cooperation in Palma. Today we present the power woman behind all these projects. Kate, how was the change from private sector to the public politic sector?
It was a very difficult step. It was rather more difficult than I'd expected, and really cost me several months of my life to accustom me to the different ways of doing things in the administration, in a town hall, as opposed to running your own company. I had had the advantage previously of almost always being self-employed, or at least in charge of the company in which I was working. So the change to being one part of the administration was complicated, but I think I've come to terms with it now.
But who is private person, Kate Mentink? I think very few people had the chance to know you closely. I think everything is work in your case. Where are you from? When have you come to Mallorca?
Well, I was born in Edinburgh, Scotland, and I studied. My family are all from the southwest of Scotland, from Ayrshire, and I studied at the University of Glasgow in Strathclyde. I did a quick tour through London for 3 years, working in Regent Street, in Liberties, and then with my first husband went into the hotel development sector with Penta Hotels, and then later on with the company known as British Caledonian Hotels. And in fact it was the second position that brought me to Mallorca 26 years ago.
Are you satisfied at this moment of your life? How would you make a resume?
I think I'm lucky to be able to say that I am. Satisfied is a word that I don't really like. I'm very happy with my life. I have a wonderful husband, David. I live in a beautiful Spanish village called Calvia. I have a job that I really enjoy. I have to say, all-consuming. I'm one of these people that's a worker by nature. I've never been any different, but I find that the job of tourism here in Calvia, which is everything in the municipality, as well as the foreign department and the European project, which is my own personal belief, is a very important one in my life, and one that I give sometimes a little bit too much attention to, according to my husband.
Yeah, we'll have to ask Dave about it. Being a woman and being in charge of this European citizenship makes you very special. Was it difficult for you to get through with your ideas?
It was in the beginning. I started in 1991 in this project, and in the beginning, using the word integration was, are you crazy? What are you talking about? And of course, way back then, Spain was still a fairly macho society. This has changed in recent years. It's much easier for the younger women coming up. I'm very proud that I was able to push it forward. It's not the first time I've done a job that was mostly done by men. I think sometimes in these kind of positions where you have to convince a society, convince the administration, convince the politicians and everybody in general that European integration is important and it can work for everybody. Perhaps a woman is better at that job, if the men don't mind me saying so. I'm not saying that this is all women or all men, and by no means, but I think it's in a general terms, it has helped.
I thought the point of sensibility getting integrated another culture, that maybe women have some sixth sense to capture these kind of feelings that are unknown for men, that are completely unsensible depending on what point.
No, I think as I say, the women have also the opportunity. They normally have children here. They might have elderly people to look after. Many of them will be working as well. Whereas the men generally tend to dedicate themselves to their business, to their job. The women have more opportunity to go out into society, and also I think they do much more networking than the men tend to do.
Where do you see yourself in the next, let's say, 5 years?
Well, what I'd like to be is still have the opportunity to live in my village of Calvia, and from a career point of view, I very much want to continue the project that I'm in. I hope I'll have the opportunity to be back in the Council of Calvia, but I would also like to see advances at the regional government level. I've been invited to take part in meetings in Madrid and Brussels in recent months, and I hope that will open the doors, that what we're doing here in Calvia and in Mallorca will act as an example in other parts of Spain, where there is also a very large population that are not Spanish. A number of the communities have asked for information on what we're doing here. So yes, I would like to continue as a politician, but also particularly working in the European project for the non-Spanish Europeans who live here, for the real integration, their political representation in the town halls where they pay their taxes.
Thanks a lot for your time, Kate, and good luck.
Thank you very much.